What's going on, creators? Yeah, just want to get on here and bring everybody back to now. Appreciate y'all being here and vibing with me for a bit. Yeah, today I'd like to talk a little bit about subconscious mind impressing, which I feel like is a really important topic, mainly because we are already impressing our subconscious minds every moment. You know, every time we have these thoughts, every time we have some, external event, circumstance, whatever happen in our life, we have a little story that we are telling our subconscious mind, either consciously or unconsciously. And it's really important to start catching the unconscious stories that we're telling to our subconscious mind, mainly because then what happens is as we tell ourselves these little stories, a lot of times they're limiting beliefs, limiting assumptions. It's based on a slave matrix mind and is not reflective of the power that God has given us, which is within us. And so part of like renewing our mind, impressing the subconscious mind going forward in the new creation that you are, is realizing that God is inside of you and there's a power within you that does the work. So much of our old slave mind thinks that it's separate little brain and a body can, through will, power and force, be able to manipulate creation into getting a desirable outcome, which a lot of times gets the exact opposite. And the main reason why is because in trying to force something that to happen to play out linearly in linear time is constantly saying in the here and now to your subconscious mind that you are not that, and we are always just experiencing a reflection of consciousness. And so until you take the here and now and make that future part of the here and now, as though it's already that way, like you are already blessed, you are already healed, you're already what you desire to be. It's your failure to bring it to now which pushes it away from you. That's the only reason that you don't experience it. And so many times what we are impressing the subconscious with is fear and the undesirable, which you can start to transmute that fear into faith, because there's only one energy. And so it's like, as you're taking that fear energy, this belief in two powers, this belief that there's some separate force, and transmuting that into realizing that there's only one creator, the creative power is within you, and that creative power within you is what is either drawing the undesirable or the desirable into your life. You can start to transmute that fear into faith, and just be thankful that that God has given this kind of creation, this flow to us. It's like, it's more about realizing that it's already that way. You don't have to go through all this suffering and through this linear progression to get some manifestation or whatever. It's your belief that the power within you is what draws it to you, is what brings it to you in the here and now. And in the meantime, you can start seeing all of these errant thoughts that are just limiting, maybe sabotaging, full of resistance, pushing away your actual desire, which is actually to experience God, to experience love, in oneness and harmony, and all these heavenly attributes that are available to you. The kingdom of heaven is now. It's like, so as you connect with that, as you realize that it's God's pleasure to give you the kingdom, you don't have to keep efforting and striving and struggling and trying to, through your works of righteousness, please God into giving you some sort of blessing, but to realize you're already blessed now. Your failure to realize that you're already blessed is what is actually pushing the blessings away from you, all the promises of God. You just are pushing those away from you because you feel separate from those. The more that you're able to stop feeling separate, stop letting these errant thoughts of maybe unworthiness, shame, guilt, whatever these limiting beliefs are that you're carrying. Oh, money's hard to make and it's only for, people that are born with it, or, whatever limiting belief. Look at all these limiting beliefs and these assumptions, because your life is a reflection of your beliefs and your assumptions, whether you want to believe that or not. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it's that way. I mean, water's still wet, whether you believe it's wet or not, and so look at your life and what has already manifested in the here and now, almost as a reflection of like a garden. It's like this is all shit that you've planted in consciousness first, and now it's gone through bridges of incidents and just happens, these these series of events, and now it's manifested. In our old slave mind, we would look at what's already manifested, which is most of the time undesirable, because our mind is unconsciously just running these hysterical limiting beliefs, because we were taught them by our parents or society or wherever we picked them up. We've put faith in, we believe that thought, we believe that limitation, we believe that about our identity, when that's not our identity. Part of our new creation, this new being that you are, is one that's connected with God, and so and nothing is impossible for God to do, and that you can be, do, or have anything. Just follow the advice of Jesus, and when you pray, believe that you've received it, and then it's yours. And believe in part of that belief comes in just a knowing, without the fear, doubt, and hysteria. The what ifs. Well, maybe I'm not worthy of getting that. Maybe somebody else can manifest that, but I can't. I'm not deserving of it. God wants me to suffer and be. All of those kinds of bullshit stories you're telling yourself is impressing the subconscious mind unconsciously, meaning that you aren't aware that you're doing it. It's another one is oh, the body has its own separate will. It has no connection to your subconscious mind, even though your subconscious mind is regulating your heartbeat right now, without you having to think about it, without you having to plot and plan and help it. It's just doing that. It's oh, the food's just digesting, everything's just flowing the way it should be. Your blood pressure is regulated, the amount of oxygen in your blood is, you don't got to worry about any of that shit. There's this power within you that just does it. And it's the same thing with everything, but it's when we start to empower that power to do that by not pushing it away, we're opening ourselves up to it more and more so. And as we do, we start to and have faith in that God-given power and ability and everything to self-regulate, to heal, to bring all these different things. And as you connect to that power within, more and more so, then you start to see that being reflected without. And so the world has it backwards and inverted, where it's first you get all these external things and then you see a result. But this is more about impressing the subconscious mind, and using the inner, the inner kind of flow to produce an outer result. So it's you turn it around. So it's instead of sitting there and battling and resisting against some. Maybe you have some pain or some shit in your body, some disease. One of the first things you can do is start to let go that that's even a problem. This all these limitations and these assumptions and these beliefs will start to bubble to your surface of your consciousness that are telling you in your subconscious mind why you believe that disease is real. It's well, a doctor told me this, and I have all these symptoms, and I have this going on, and I have that going on, and it matches this and that, and it's all that stuff is just running. And in the case of pain, it's if it's chronic pain, you might even have a little story attached to it, you're so tough, and whatever you're telling yourself. It's just you're almost making that pain body part of your identity. You're thinking that your body is separate from mind, which is a telltale sign that you're listening to the wrong mental guide. And so how to fix every one of these problems is the same. It's in asking God for a new thought about it. So the problem and the solution is at the same time in the here and now. It's not future, it's not past, it's right here, right now. And realize that everything that has brought you to here, brought you to right now, has made it perfect. It's part of the perfect flow. It's that's another kind of thing that you can start to impress your subconscious with, is everything that has happened, because the old slave mind wants to live in regret, and it's oh well, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, and I'd be in a different position, in a different state of consciousness now. And it's everything is reflecting your state of consciousness. Everything in your life, your relationship, your health, your money, your sexual fucking life, all of these things, every metric, matrix, whatever, is reflective of consciousness and who you believe yourself in relationship with God to that physical manifestation. And so it's money's a good example, because if you don't believe that God within you provides for you, It's like if you believe God provides and that you're just a steward of whatever comes your way, if you already let go of the fears of scarcity, oh, what if God doesn't provide? What if I can't buy food or utilities or whatever? Sounds like somebody's rustling around. So yeah, I'm gonna bounce. So thanks everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, and until the next now, God bless.